Welcome back, folks, to the VHS Vault. I am VHS Jason. Of course, to me, he's the great Jason Roy Gaston. And here we are, Jace. This has been a bit of a journey, but we've come to the last Predator film. So far.
Last solo Predator film. I know that there's more in the
Predator
pipeline,
movie.
but this is currently, as we're filming, it's the last one until the next one.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll be completely redundant what I said in about a year's time, but here we are anyway.
Way to date us. I appreciate that.
Of course, we're talking Prey. Now, Jace, after the last one we've watched, The Predator, it was fair to say the franchise was in a rocky position, probably lost at that point.
Yeah.
Because no one really liked that movie. It didn't get good critical response. So it kind of went quiet. I don't know about you. I didn't hear nothing about no Predator, nothing.
There was rumors for a while that they were going to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to come back, which I think at that point, because he was supposed to come back for The Predator, and then he did something stupid and read the script and was like, this is bullshit, and he didn't want to do it anymore. And then there were more rumblings like, we're gonna get Arnold back, we're gonna get Arnold back, and then it all goes radio quiet. And we're just like, well, franchise is dead. But then it wasn't.
Out of nowhere, it feels like I started hearing word about halfway through 2022. I started hearing about this new Predator movie. It didn't even have a title at that point. And literally, like, out of nowhere, I think it was like trailer dropped. A few weeks later, this thing is out on Hulu. Didn't even get a theatrical release. No theatrical release, straight to streaming. Movie called Prey. Yeah. And I think it's fair to say, without being spoilers, this shocked everyone, this movie, in the best way possible.
Yes, it was so tonally different. It was just this, in the best possible way, a dramatic shift for the entire franchise, taking an idea that the fans had had forever, picking up on plot elements that were dropped as an afterthought in Predator 2, smashing them together into what is arguably one of the more, what's the word I'm looking for? One of the more eloquent entries into the franchise. Because this movie, I think Predator 1 is still the best one, but this one is the most intelligent. And this was the second time I've seen it, and I appreciate it even more after seeing it the second time.
You know, I'd heard from some people, it's like, oh, yeah, this movie takes it back to like the OG Predator. And I go, no, this simplifies that concept even more so. And does it? This movie's like smashing The Revenant into a Predator movie. And I mean that with all due respect, because cinematography, the plot elements, the way the characters are handled is top of the line stuff here, Jace. It really is. This is, forget about just being a good Predator movie. This is just a damn good movie.
It is. And not only that, but I think it takes a lot of things that kind of slowed down the sequels, you know, trying the characters trying to figure out what the audience already knows, for example. It took that and made the Predator just different enough that the audience was going on this journey to uncover this mystery with the main character. And I don't know, I'm just in awe of how well this movie works out.
I can't agree more. You know, and the other thing is kind of different for this film, when we talked about simplification as well, is the Predator. The actual Predator feels like one that is not so driven technologically. Yeah, it's still got the helmet with the 3 dots, but it's missing a lot of the technological gizmos and gadgets of some of the Predators we got in the Predator. And I really appreciate that. It felt like this Predator, was more on the kind of, I don't know, more of the same level as the humans in regards to their ability with technology. I don't know.
I wouldn't go that far.
Cut that bit out.
But I fully buy that we're looking at a Predator that is 250 years before the other Predators. Because I think what we're looking at is, here's the technology of the Predator in the Arnold Schwarzenegger age. Here's the technology of the Predator in Naru's age. And there's a gap between them. I love that because often in these science fiction movies, for example, The Fifth Element, one of my favorite movies of all time, we see an
Mm.
alien species in the early 20th century, and then we see an alien species in the 25th century. Same technology. They've spent 500 years doing nothing. Now
Yeah.
we have a predator from the 18th century versus the predator from the 20th, 21st century. You can see the difference technologically between the two of them. That is something that you don't see in science fiction very often. And I did appreciate that. I appreciated how its weapons were more primitive and yet still recognizable. It's the same thing with the flintlock. It's
Yeah.
more primitive, but by gosh, you could recognize that it's a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we get to see some really great moments with that, with them having to reload guns, those
Yes.
type of primitive musket type of weapons, which is really cool. But the
it was
star
it
of
was a
this
funny
movie,
moment too. It was
yeah, it
just
was,
funny. Just
it was great. Naru is fantastic. This
yes,
actress is
Amber Mid Thunder.
absolutely wonderful. She
Yes.
recently appeared in a couple of episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender live action TV series.
Oh yes, she did. Yes.
She did, absolutely.
Yes.
No, she is just so great in this role. I love films that have strong female character leads in it, but I really appreciate movies that have those type of leads with it just not kind of being rammed down your throat. There's no there feels no moment of her going, "Look at me, I'm a strong, independent woman." There's none of that. She's just strong. She's just a warrior. She just has a pathway she wants to follow, and she's going about it. I just think the way they've done her character is absolutely spot on.
Well, I don't think it's just the fact that she's strong. It's the fact that she is underestimated by
Mm,
everyone, which turns out to be
mm,
her greatest asset in this conflict. As of course, as we all
mm,
know, the predator does not go after people that it does not see as a threat. And that's her whole thing at the end was that I am it I have always been underestimated, but that is my greatest strength. And I
mm.
love that because
Yeah.
it just takes everything from all of these Predator movies, even the bad one, and turns it into not only the Predator's greatest weakness, because let's face it, Arnold was a threat, Danny was a threat. Who was in the third one? Adrian was a threat.
Mm.
What's his face? The dude from Suicide Squad was a threat. Naru was, according to the Predator, not a threat and therefore not worthy. So it's taking the Predator's code and basically their pride and turning it against them in the best possible way. This is such an intelligent movie, such an intelligent character. Naru
Mm.
is such a great protagonist in this movie because not only is she smart, you root for her as well because you want to see her succeed, not only in stopping the predator, but also in proving herself to her tribe that she is a hunter. She can do more than just make medicine and cook. I like that.
I think one of the other strengths too, and what gives like as an audience why you want to root for it, it's also the way how respectfully they show the culture
Yes.
and showing that strong sense of community that they have in this film. It helps solidify the fact that you're rooting not only for her but the entire tribe because they're just going about their lives trying to being one with the land, and then here's this thing that comes along.
Yes.
So I thought that was absolutely wonderful.
I
I
have to
also
say something
sorry,
about
go
that.
on.
I have to say something about that. I'm going to build off of what you said. Too often, even in Academy Award winning motion pictures like Dances with Wolves, for example,
Mm,
um, you have two ways of showing indigenous tribes.
mm.
Usually, it's either super disrespectfully, like we want to scalp you, we want to rape your women and
Like
kill
F
your
Troop.
children and things like that. Yeah, or they go in the extreme in the other direction and they're spiritual, they're incorruptible, they are just the perfect people and they are just eternal victims and look at us. What I appreciate most about Prey is that this is one of the first times that I have noticed. Now I know it's happened before in like Reservation
Mm,
Dogs and movies like that, that it's just shown the indigenous as just regular people. You know, you have Naru, who's she's kind of jaded and she's frustrated. You have Tabe, who is protective, but he's kind of proud of himself too, and he underestimates them. And you have the others who just kind of look down on Tabe, and some of them are kind of jerks. And
Mm.
I just love how you just have this complete diversity of personalities among the Comanche in this movie. They are just people, and that's it. They are
Yeah.
people, and to me, that humanizes them so much more than just having them be either, oh no, terrible savages, or oh look at them, they're one with the land. No, they're good people, bad people, jerks, nice people. They're just people, and I just like that.
Well, what works too is the fact that, like you've described the brother and his team, you can easily those characters are relatable because those characters we see in like teen movies, like high school
Yeah.
kids.
Oh yeah.
The bigger
Yeah.
brother who's a douchebag and his mates, and you've got and like it's very similar themes, and I love it. I love the fact that they showed Naru getting stuck in the monotony of her life every morning. She wakes up to somebody kicking her, going, "It's time to get up." She's out in the field plowing for potatoes or sweet potato, whatever she was like. There's a repetitive to her life that just makes it, I don't know, just makes it even more relatable, which is wonderful. And then, you know, the fact that they also play on their spiritual side to them, like she sees the alien ship and believes that's a vision,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is totally again understandable from her POV.
They never
Yeah,
talk
which
about it being an alien or from another world. It's either this creature that just lives out in the woods they've never come across before, or it's this creature from a child's story, as they say at one point. That was something else I
yeah,
really liked as well, is because to them it was almost even more mysterious than it had been for any of the other characters in any of the other movies.
yeah. Yeah, it's so conceptually foreign to them as people. It's so distant, even though it's distant from any other movie, but just so far out there. Um, and which I love. I mean, especially with this Predator too, is the way they start to pick up a sign in more so than any other movie I can remember, Jason. The Predator's not just hunting humans. The Predator is just hunting, and
Yep.
he hunts wolves. That giant, what was chasing her? Was it a rhino? It wasn't a rhino. It was a bear. The
Yes, the
bear that the
bear.
Predator
We
kills.
don't have that many
Like,
rhinos here in America.
no,
No.
that's what I was thinking. That can't be right. Doesn't sound geographically right.
No.
No, but I hadn't seen that before, where the Predator was actively just hunting anything it thinks it's a threat, rather than the previous movies generally just as humans.
I
Um,
kind of got the feeling that this was one of, if not the first, of the predator species to come to Earth.
hmm,
Because it seemed like to me he was just kind of checking things out like a scout. Like we don't
yeah,
really know who the dominant life form on the planet is. We don't know who the apex predator is. Let's just hunt everything until we find something that's a sport. That
I hope you're
snake's not
wrong.
much of a sport. Bear was pretty good. What are these little
Yeah.
hairless ape things? Hey, wow! These arrows sting. I like them.
I hope you're wrong, because I would love to see Predators in Egypt, like those
Oh,
classic times, and
I've told you
or
before.
anything, the
I would
Roman
love to
times,
see.
anything.
I would
Yeah.
love to see Predators versus Samurai. Or
Yes.
you know
I think
what?
we're gonna get it. So we are gonna get
Predators
that.
versus dinosaurs.
I'm down. I'm down. I would watch that. I'm serious. I would watch that.
Yeah, just no
Um,
words. Don't subtitle the damn things. Just let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight.
this film is a short film. I think it only goes for
It
130
is.
minutes. But what is stunning to me, this movie still allows itself time to breathe in moments.
Mm-hmm. Lots of quiet
And it's
moments.
so effective in this movie because it's almost like a little bit of a pressure relief from the tension that's going on. And then when you think you got the relief, it starts to build the tension again
Yes.
and again. And what's I think what it makes it so gripping, as you mentioned earlier, she's not considered a threat. So at any time, you feel like that she could die at any time. Like there's even as an audience who was rooting for her, go, look, if you died, it's not a big surprise. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, you're one little warrior against that thing. Some of the, you know, they've had a group of them, and he mowed through them like they were nothing. So,
Yeah. Well, I honestly thought that Naru's ticket was punched as soon as she got the flintlock, because I
yeah,
mean it's the one from Predator 2. So I'm just like,
mm,
they have that in Predator 2. How did they get it?
yeah,
Yeah, she's gonna die. And
yeah.
the inevitable sequel to Prey, I still
Which
don't
is
think
being
she's
made.
safe. Yeah, I still
Yeah,
don't think she's safe. Yeah.
which is absolutely in production, as well as another Predator movie called Badlands as well. So
Yes.
it's be interesting to see these two films coming in the future. But this thing, man, it was good. Man, it was great. I even love the fact that she had her own little kind of fighting style and her weapon with her axe. A simple idea to have a rope tied at the end of it. And how she utilizes that throughout the movie is so freaking cool.
It was.
You
It was
know,
just. It was neat. Just.
mm,
I just.
it
Oh.
it was. I mean,
Yeah.
the fights are so brutal, and it's like the lack of guns makes it even more gory and violent. We see
Hmm.
the Predator at times in this movie kind of get his ass handed to him a couple of times.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he gets a
Oh yeah.
spear through the foot. He's had to repair himself a couple of times in this movie. So it makes it more visceral, you know? And the way he's you know, from the beginning when you first see him with the snake and he skins the snake to every time this predator, is raw animal type of predators trying to. I feel like he's a different type,
Yeah.
more animalistic in a way.
Yeah. More primitive. I
Yeah.
agree. I guess we got the idea that there were several subspecies of predator, so I guess he's just one we haven't
Uh,
seen before. I like the bone
I hate the
mask
fact
though.
that that's canon. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, there's more canon from predators than it is the predator.
I
But
don't mind. I don't mind that
mm,
we're always learning something new about these guys. I like
yeah,
that. I like that there are subclasses and that there are some that are seen as unworthy, so to
yeah,
speak. Maybe that's why. Maybe this is one of the high grade predators. One of the highborn predators coming to Earth for the first time after all these.
maybe.
Let's see what the plebeians like about this place. Oh, this is kind of fun! Yay, bear! If there was, if there was one thing about this movie that I think hurts it, that to me was unnecessary, it's the CGI with the animals. Because I really the CGI shots that looked bad were to me unnecessary.
Yeah.
You could have taken them out or
Are you talking
replaced it
about
with
the,
a
the bear attack scene when
the,
she's trapped in the dam?
honestly the bear did
That
not
felt
seem that
bad.
bad. It was not great, but it was not bad to me. The wolf and the snake were two of the worst, especially the snake. I think the snake was the worst, and the fact that it was the first effect that you saw, first animal effect,
Yeah.
what did not help. And
No.
to me, it could have been done with a real snake, or it could have been done with a
Yeah.
practical puppet or something like that. Same thing with the
Yeah.
bear, same thing with the mountain lion, same thing with the wolf. It really was just
Did it
unnecessary, I
take you
thought.
out of it?
It
Did
kind
it
of
take you
did.
out of it?
It
Did it
kind of
really?
did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it was
never.
just briefly, but it did take me out of it, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really kind of bother me too much. With that, I'll be honest with you, Jace. Even with the best movies that come out, like with the biggest budget, like Marvel movies or Star Wars movies, I'm so attuned to spot CGI. I don't think there'll ever be a time where, you know what I mean, that I'll be completely not taken out of films. To be fair on Prey,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I
at
get it.
that
I
point,
get it.
there's one movie that always blew me away that had a lot of CGI in it, and I never noticed was a film called Zodiac, David Fincher's Zodiac.
Yes. It
You
was
did all his
unnoticeable.
backdrops digitally,
Yeah, yeah. That
perfect. Like you just couldn't tell.
those are the best special effects. I can't remember. I think it was Robert Zemeckis who said it. Was that the best special effects are the ones that you never see?
Yeah,
And
100%,
he's not
100%.
wrong. He's not wrong.
Do you know what was real in this movie though? And I love this about Naru having her dog side character. Her
Oh, I
dog was
love the dog. I can't remember the
awesome.
dog's name, but I love the dog.
And another reason why the tension's so dense in this film, that dog adds another layer. Because the whole time, I don't know about you, it's like, they better not kill this dog. They
Yes.
better not touch that dog.
Mow through all the Frenchmen and indigenous you
Yep.
want. The dog must live.
Yeah. The Frenchman. Movie could have gone off the rails with the Frenchman. And I'll be honest with you, borderline seem a little bit stereotypical, but I think they held it back enough that I enjoyed when every one of them got slaughtered, especially the fat one.
Yeah, big beard. I didn't. I'm kind of the same way. I think that it was a little much because we saw this great diversity of personalities with the Comanche. I wish they'd brought more of that to the French fur trappers. Especially, I don't remember the name of the character, but he's played by Bennett Taylor, the Frenchman who could speak Comanche. uh, I kind of saw it with him where he found some of their methods kind of distasteful and showed Naru mercy.
Yeah.
I wish we'd seen more with that, and
Yep.
he ends up like doing this thing that help me and I'll help you learn how to use this flintlock. I
Yeah.
liked that and I wish we would have seen that more with the other characters, but
It is what it is.
yeah, it
We
is
have an
what it
hour and a
is.
half. We have an hour, and honestly, we are nitpicking at a movie that is, let's be fair, Jason, exponentially better than what it needed to be considered a better movie than we had last time. This thing is a franchise saver
It is,
without
yes.
question in my mind. It's that good.
Yeah,
Um,
I honestly think that if this movie had not been critically and commercially and um, loved by the audience, that would have been it. We would have never seen another Predator movie again, at least not for decades.
that's right. Let alone two coming down the
Yeah.
pipeline. Now, I think timing sometimes has a lot to do with stuff too, because this is Christmas of 2022, tail end of the pandemic. Maybe the pandemic's still affecting people at that point in the way of lockdown, shutdowns. So I think the timing of this come out was really good as well.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I look, there is so much I could gush about this film. I've seen it 3 times now, and I'm going to steal what you said before the show because I agree with you. You said you've seen it how many times? 3 times
This
yourself or
has been
twice?
twice for me.
Enjoyed it more the second time. Is that
I
fair to
did,
say?
yes. Yes,
Third
it's
time,
beautiful.
same.
It's not only an exciting movie, it's not only deep, it is
Mm.
beautiful. This is
It's
out of
gorgeous to look at.
all of the Predator movies, this one is the most pleasantly composed of them all.
Mm.
They take full advantage of their on location shooting and it just
Yeah.
looks immaculate. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And for a film this big, it had a not a bad budget, $65 million, because it went straight to streaming. There are no reports of what it financially made, but I think the fact that we have two sequels coming down the pipeline is a very clear message that this
Yeah.
thing was financially successful for Fox,
Yeah, I
or
think they did
Disney.
pretty well.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Disney Fox.
look,
Ha!
Disney Fox, whatever. Yeah, the mouse is happy.
Yeah.
So look, I don't know what more to say. It's a wonderful film. The tension is great. The action scenes are phenomenal. The way the Predator got it in the end, I particularly liked and thought was smart of using the helmet against him.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Because
Yeah.
that's the thing about watching it again is that you catch the points where Naru is observing and she's learning and you're like,
Learning.
oh, okay. Oh, this is where she gets her ideas.
Yeah.
Love
Yep,
that.
100%. Very well laid, very well written. It's a gem. It's an absolute gem, and
It
and I
is.
think the best thing I can report to people, because I think just about anybody who watches this has already seen it, is go back again and watch it because, like Jace just said, there are secrets and there are things that happen in certain scenes that inform you not only what's to come later in the film, but inform you even more so over the entire film experience. This is a winner of a film.
Could not agree more. It's I still think number one is the best, but this is a very, very close second. Very,
Yeah,
very
look,
close.
if I would have to rate them at the moment, the existing Predator films, as we say it right on this date, it's number one. It's Predator. It's Prey. It's then Predator 2. It's then Predators, and then obviously being the last is the
I don't
Predator,
even
which I think will always remain
I don't even
bottom of
put
the
it on the
pile, I think.
list. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget that movie exists.
Yeah. Well, it's I scarred you, didn't I, by making you watch it? But there we go. But we're now, so we've watched our Aliens films, Jason. We've
Yes.
watched our Predators film, both
Yes.
at the current moment. We're going to have to come back and revisit this franchise because also Aliens has other films coming down the pipeline as well.
It does, yes.
Um,
So we're
but we need
done.
to now.
We're done. There's no more.
No,
We're done. No, we're
no.
done.
Hold
We're
on.
done. We're done.
Hold on.
We're
We've
done.
got two
We're
more films
done.
to do.
We're
We've got to
done.
do these. We've been building up to this for over a year. And of course, the next film we're watching in the franchise is when the chocolate meets the peanut butter meets the chocolate. It's Aliens versus Predator. Yeah. Hey, look, my memory of this film was being underwhelmed, but I didn't hate this film back when I saw it in cinema.
I'm going to admit also that Alien versus Predator is not that bad. It gets
Not that bad.
bad later. We're talking like bad, like it makes the Predator look good. Bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
that's
think
coming
we'll
up.
agree with that.
That's coming up
That's
sometime in
later.
January, I think. We'll
Yes.
suffer
Yes.
along with that one later.
But before we get to Aliens versus Predator, Jace, we need to go and check out another film. And this was, I believe, your choice.
This was
What are we going
my
to be doing on the
choice
next episode?
because I believe, now I could be getting my scheduling wrong, but I believe that this the next episode is going to be the very first movie of 2025 for the VHS Vault. And so I thought, why not look at a movie that celebrates a new year and all of the joys and surprises that come along with it? Why not look at a movie where the freaking world explodes for absolutely no reason? We're going to take a look at, in my opinion, Roland Emmerich's best movie, Fight Me. It's 2012.
Here we
A
go.
cautionary tale from the world
saying,
of 13 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing like starting the year with a movie that says we could all die at any time.
Oh my God, I hope so.
Now, I haven't seen this film since it came out, and I will be honest with you, kicking and screamingly dragged in to go and see this film. I had zero interest at the time, but my wife, she has a love of disaster films. Whether it's The Core, whether it's 2012, whether it's Dante's Peak, yes, that movie.
She likes stuff blowing
She
up.
likes them all. So
Hey.
I look forward to digging back into 2012 next time in the VHS Vault, Jason. What do you say?
I'm gonna give us a sneak preview. I'm not gonna give anything away, but I think 2012 does something better than almost any modern blockbuster does. And if you want to know what that thing is, you need to tune in next time. But
guys,
before you do, please check the video description below because we've got a way you can support us doing this thing. You can join us on Patreon, pledge as little as $5 a month or more if you're feeling saucy and sexy. It all goes towards making sure that more quality content such as this is produced on this channel. Also, check the video description below because this clown right here has started a brand new show called Talking Tubi, as he calls it, where he's looking at some of the best that comes out of the world's greatest streaming service, Tubi. To be or not to be, only one way to find out. Join VHS Jace for Talking Tubi. I won't be there because I have dignity and self-respect.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Absolutely, guys. All right. Until next time in the VHS Vault, we will see you soon. Let's get out of here.